Okay, we just started at the Stratford station bike rentals again. As you can see at the sign there, back Blackwall Tunnel, Docklands. So we're going to be doing an East London tour, going to Greenwich and across from Woolwich and back. Okay, just coming through the Olympic Park. I'm not going to film this again, you can watch my first video. Some canal locks here. Okay, just swing by the Abbott Arena again. We're just going to head back out there to Romford Road and the Bow Flyover. There's the old Dane group of companies. They're all gone now. So just explaining to my friend about the Dane group of buildings. I think it was on that side and they're all gone now. So this was a popular landmark. As you would come down from the Bow Flyover, you'd pass by the Dane group of buildings. They're all gone now. So we're just coming under the Bow Flyover and we're going to turn left now to get to the 3 Mills. 3 Mill Lane. We're going to go to the 3 Mills just down here. So I came the long way the other time. It's literally right behind the Tesco. So I just told him to go around and take a look because I've already seen all of this the other day. So there's the 3 Mills. I thought there might be a description here. It is literally just behind the Tesco parking lot. We would come here as kids. We had no idea this was here. And at that age we wouldn't have been interested anyway. But there's the 3 Mills. So they have these bike routes down here, which I'm not doing. I'm trying to get to Greenwich through the Isle of Dogs and Canary Wharf. So just going towards Blackwall Tunnel. So this part I've never done it on bike. Bromley by Bow Station. So those are the old gasworks. That's what all of this part of East London used to be by the Olympic Park. Some of the old buildings. So this wharf area, it was all heavily bombed during World War II. That's why a lot of these buildings were built in the 50s and the 60s and some of those homes there. And up until the 80s, then they started redeveloping it as Canary Wharf. Because it was still, a lot of it was boarded up when we were growing up. Some 60s architecture there. So it's going to split into Blackwall Tunnel and we're going to go local traffic to Docklands. Okay, just coming into the docks now. Just saw an airport coming as well. So see all the new architecture as we come in. Big ugly trucks in the way, but you can see Canary Wharf. Optimus Prime, get out of the way. We're at the mouth of Blackwall Tunnel and it's just a pain trying to get across here as a pedestrian. We're meant to be on that side, we come on the wrong side, but that's fine. We'll just continue down to... I think there's a station here, so we can get our bearings again. Robin Hood Lane. So again, the map orientation is wrong. It's supposed to be this way north. So we're going to come down Preston's Road and Manchester Road. That's Canary Wharf. We're going to pass through Canary Wharf. Okay, so there's an underpass here to get to Greenwich and Canary Wharf. So this is what we're going to do. This is nice. So we just have these underpasses now. That's the crossings. It was a pain to get through this. Canary Wharf just opened. Okay, just at the start of Canary Wharf, I'm not sure what this channel is called, but you can see there's Canary Wharf Tower in the middle. And we're in the airplane flight path now, you can just see it coming down there. This is what I did yesterday. That's the O2 Arena there. So it's just going to head down to the city airport. Just another bike rental station, and you'll see the maps here as well, so that will sort of help guide you. So we're just coming past the old cranes here. There's stuff getting in the way. Let's accelerate a bit. So the cranes were here when we were growing up, but everything else was boarded up. There's another cyclist there. We're on the wrong side, but we're going to stay on this side because this side will see Canary Wharf. So I have to walk the bike. We're on one of these bridges, so there's Canary Wharf, some of it. There you can see the O2 Arena. These houses must be like worth millions now. At one time they were just like derelict and dumps. Just doing a quick scan through Canary Wharf. Let's just go quickly. So I think we're going to get stuck in here, so I think we're just going to come out and go back towards Greenwich. Okay, so these are the West India docks. I guess stuff was coming from the West Indies here. And it kind of goes south here, so we're going to just go back here heading. Just a quickie, so here's a map of East London, that's Newham, and this is the Isle of Dogs Tower Hamlets. So this section here, we are here in the middle of the docks. That is West India Docks going east and west there. And this intersection is Cross Harbour coming down here. So we're going to go down here and head back towards Greenwich. So again, I don't know why they twist these. When it says north is this way, why they've twisted this around. So basically, yeah, we're just going to go down East Ferry all the way to Island Gardens. So they've incorporated the cranes and they've made it more chic and touristy. Okay, more of the South Harbour here. Or Cross Harbour, I'm not sure of the names. This is the one that goes north and south on the Isle of Dogs. More bike rentals by this bus station here. Again, this is Mud Chute Station. You see more of the bikes here. Mud Chute Park. So in the 70s, the 80s, you couldn't sell these houses. Like, it was all industrial, boarded up, dirty, smog. No one wanted to live here. Now look at them, they're like £1 million each. So there's the sign there, Island Gardens, Greenwich Tunnel. So we have to find the bike rental place to drop these off first. Dockland Light Railway Station for Island Gardens. Here's the foot tunnel. We have to find a bike rental thing. We need to find 2 spots. There's one. Yeah, there's 2 spots. There, it's done. So here's the rental station, literally. That's the foot tunnel right there. So the reason why we have to leave them here is because, how do I explain on this? There's no bike rental places on the south side, and when we go up here to the O2 Arena, it's just on the edge, then we want to take the cable car to cross the Thames back again, and you can't take the bikes on the cable car. That's why I have to leave the bikes here, and then we'll do this side on foot, cross by cable car, and then get a bike back when we come back. Getting in the way of there's literally the foot tunnel, and then there's the Greenwich Maritime College from there. You can just see the Cutty Sark in the distance there. So there's the 2 ends. This is North London, and then we're going to cross to the round one there. That's South London, just by the Cutty Sark. We used to do that as kids. We'd park by the Cutty Sark, we'd run through the tunnel, there'd be like nothing here, and we'd run back. There's the Maritime College just there. It's not in service. We used to take this Victorian lift down. I hope we can still see inside of it. Oh, it is working. Just going, and I was just saying, so one person would go in the elevator and one would run down the stairs and we would race each other down. I remember it being bigger than this. It was a huge room, I remember it. There's the staircase we would race when we were kids. You can't see it now, they've boarded it all up. It's a shame we couldn't bring the bikes, but we'll do it in Woolwich. In Woolwich we'll do the bikes coming back. Okay, so this was the foot tunnel. So I hope you're enjoying this tour of East London biking and some of the other sites. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos biking. What's that noise? Biking around London, in Belfast, in other places around the world. I have a playlist as well as other travel videos, so let's just enjoy the rest of the view. Just coming to the elevator at the tail end now. Okay, this side they kept the stairs, so like I was saying, when we were kids we would race. One would go in the elevator, one would go on the stairs, and we would race each other. So you just come out of the foot tunnel to the Cutty Sark. It looks like they tidied up the underside. It wasn't like that growing up. Become like an international market area. It's from 1737. VIP escort. Is it Prince Charles? No one famous. Let's just understand the park layout. There's the Cutty Sark. We're here, so that's the National Maritime Museum behind us. That's, I think, closed. And they're the best view in London. We're going to go there by the observatory. So this is the Queen's house, and these kids, they're on a school trip going up to the observatory. This is a big school trip. You can just see as we ascend, the view is improving. Just out of breath, here is the Royal Observatory, where Greenwich Mean Time originates from. And then there's the view. Just go around these trees here. I do not recognize this. I thought it was from 2003. It's completely changed. That's the Greenwich Meridian line that they were just now taking photos of the ground. Yeah, that thing there where he's touching, that's the Greenwich Meridian line. Okay, we're going to leave Greenwich. We're going to walk to the O2 Arena and get on the cable car to cross the river and then get the bikes back on the other side. Here is Greenwich Park. We are here. We want to walk here to this roundabout or something. We want to get here to the Emirates cable car. These are old signs. We're trying to get to the Emirates thing. So that's the O2. We're trying to get to the cable car to cross the river. So we found it. That's the O2. We're not going anywhere near the O2. So we're going here to take the cable cars. The ticket, I believe, is £5 when I looked it up. This is why we had to leave the bikes, because we cannot take the bikes back in this. This is why we had to do it on foot. So when we go back to the other side, then we'll get the bikes again. So this is the River Lee, the branch of the Thames. There's an old ship there. So this was my flight path yesterday. I flew over these buildings. I didn't recognize where am I. Well, I knew where I was, I just didn't recognize any of this. There's one of the original buildings. The paintwork says Samuda Brothers, Shipbuilding and Engineering, established in 1832. From the O2 Arena we took the cable car. Then we had to walk here to the Lower Lee crossing. It says you are here. We're going to go to East India DLR because here you are here at East India. That is the closest bike rental station back on this side. So after the O2 Arena, this is the closest bike rental station we had to walk to. It is East India Docklands Station. So get our bikes back. So it's out of paper, but it still will display the code for you. I haven't received a code. Quickly. There. So it's out of paper, but it will still tell you the code. Let's try to explain it to you as well. We're going to go back to the town hall where the cable car was. We're going to follow the Thames River past the Thames flood barrier and get to Woolwich Ferry. Just crossing the River Lee back to the cable cars. Okay, as the sign says, we're entering back into Newham. We've just left Tower Hamlets back into Newham again. Look at the state of it. Back to the waterfront, you can see the O2 Arena and the cable car there. So first stop is the Thames flood barrier. So that opened in the 80s and that's halfway to Greenwich. So I am here. I thought that was the Thames. We're still inside the dock. So we have to get to Connaught Bridge Road and come out from there. So this was the original Docklands. They were either bombed during the war or they just all closed down by the 1960s when they built the Tilbury docks. More of the original Victorian docks here. It's been, I think these are restaurants and I don't know what now. Okay, going around in circles, we're back to the cable car. This is, I guess, the route that we should have taken. Okay, that's the Albert and Victoria docks. The runway's just at the end of it. Now we're going to get to the Thames. This has all changed since I was a kid. I know the streets in theory, but everything's changed now. The layouts, all these buildings are throwing me off. This is why I don't recognise this. Like, everything was boarded up and it was derelict buildings, and now they built all these things, so it's throwing me off a little bit. Green van, my childhood. This Docklands Light Railway, this is what's throwing me off as well, because none of this was built in the 80s. So the maps help out. We're literally at the Thames flood barrier, but we're just going to keep going. So this is the Thames barrier bus stop. I don't know where it is. We're not going. So we're getting signs to the Woolwich Ferry now. There, we want to go to the Woolwich Ferry. Okay, we're at Connaught Bridge Road. There you just see the train going. So that's the Victoria and Albert docks. We could have saw the runway if we went in the middle. We're going to turn right to go to Woolwich Ferry. Not going, you'd have to go here to get to the airport. I can't spend too much time diverting. So canning town, I guess they would take things from the ships and can them. Alright, finally made it. So yes, it is open, we just have to carry the bikes up the stairs because the elevator is not working. I remember this. We come here all the time as kids. Now we even have our own private cycle lane. So they wait for the ferry to arrive. Actually, looks like it. So the bridge just lowered down, so I guess they're gonna let the cars off first and then these ones will go in. Here they come. Okay, I'm just going to go in. We're the only ones here. They're coming, they're coming. So we're going to go in. He's just pulling out now. He's going to do a 180-degree turn and then just go to the other side. That one's called Dame Vera Lynn. So there's the flood barrier. We couldn't find our way to it, but I knew we'd see it from the ferry. So you've got quite a view of the city now. And again, tourists don't know about this. And he literally swung 180 degrees across to this side. Barely took 10 minutes, not even 5 maybe. Okay, and we're coming into dock here. And there is the foot tunnel right there. We're going to come back in the foot tunnel. There's less cars driving now. Or maybe it's just because it's a weekday, we would come on a Sunday.
Passengers are reminded they must vacate the vessel on completion of each crossing.
Okay, time to leave. So that was the Woolwich Ferry. I haven't done that since maybe 2003. It's been a long time. We have the return cars waiting to go in. Okay, so we're going to take the foot tunnel back down. So the south lift is South Greenwich is working. The north lift on North Greenwich is not working. So this is an old Victorian elevator again. The wood panelling. It's a hexagon-shaped elevator. I just can't film it here. Okay, we just came out the elevator. We're just going to bike down the Woolwich Tunnel. So I'm getting a wind rush in the Woolwich Tunnel. Be careful because there is a decline here, so you're accelerating. That's why they say no cycling, because you can lose control if there are pedestrians here. And the other thing, there's a temperature drop down here as well, so you're prepared for that. So the north lift is out of service right now, so I'm gonna have to walk it up. I need a breather. This bike is really heavy, the frame. I have to carry it up. Oh my god, I don't know how long this is. Okay, now we have to get to East Ham. Okay, just leaving the airport in the background there. And there's a London skyline view. So A117 to East Ham, and it'll go all the way. Back to Alps opened in the 80s, that was a fake mountain that they built. So we made it to East Ham Town Hall. I did the High Street North in my other video, I didn't do High Street South. I was explaining to my friend, there's the library, the swimming pool, I used to go to these at the East Ham Town Hall. Okay, we're just going to go through High Street North again. These people pay no attention whatsoever to where they're walking. Their phones are more important. So he's gone to get South Indian food. I do not eat South Indian or Sri Lankan, so I'm going to look for some Pakistani food. There's East Ham Station while we're waiting. Things coming down now, so I have to look for my food as well. The Monday, I can't remember what this was, and these are the iconic red buildings. You've got Jama Masjid here, and Sri Mahalakshmi Temple there. Naan kebab, chicken tikka, and naan, they have chicken biryani, lamb biryani. So we got our food to go and the rain is coming bad, so we're just gonna call it quits for today. Okay, we're just cutting down Strone Road to get away from High Street North and all the traffic, because as you can see the rain is coming down. We're going the wrong way down a one-way street. We're just, look, here's the arrow. This is Shrewsbury Road. I want to get to Catherine. Catherine is the next intersect road. Let's go down Monica because that's one way. Okay, we'll go down Monica because this is one way, so we can just bike down here. The rain is heavy. What would London be without rain? So this is Catherine Road. We're going to turn right. I'm going to try and see the Treebomb Inn. Okay, just coming up to Balmoral here. We're trying to cut through to get away from all this traffic. There's my school route. This corner house, my friend used to live in this one. Okay, let's go down Claremont. These mini homes were for the servants. We're just cutting through Earlham Grove while I explain a lot of the houses and some of the history. We have to get back to Olympic Park to leave the bikes because that's the nearest bike rental station. The further east you go, there's nothing really east of the Olympic Park. And the rain's coming down. So we'll do Forest Gate again tomorrow. Sarah Burnell School, and they've got a new station. Same as with my school. Just passing through Stratford Broadway, trying to get back to the bike rental place. There is our hotel, the Travelodge, where we have to dump the bikes off first. And next door to it is the Holiday Inn Express, and there's lots of hotels here. So that was a premature end to the East London biking. We did Greenwich, Woolwich Ferry, Woolwich Tunnel, and then we had to cut it short because of the rain. But check out my other videos.